we're back today, feeling a bit more human than we did the other day. I'm going to start the job of reassembling the camshaft, which means refitting all the hydraulic lifters that go on top of these valve springs. Each one's bagged and tagged, so I know exactly where each one goes, and unlike the other day, I'm not going to put the wrong ones in the wrong holes. We know that this is number 1 cylinder at this end and this is number 4 at this end, and we're going to start at this end and work our way back. Each one's going to get cleaned and oiled and then fitted into place, and then we'll get on to fitting the camshaft on top of that. Nimbus is here again to help me. Do you know how these work, Nimbus? I'm not entirely sure how they work. They've got an inlet for oil in the side of them, which I'm assuming acts on this contact point with the valve, but how you test whether they're working or not is beyond me. Whether they float, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to assume they're okay because the engine's quite quiet. Get your butt out of my... Right, furry ass, get out. No, you're going to get fur in the engine, mate. Go on, yeet. It's the last thing I need. Okay. Get a good coating of oil on here. Number 1 exhaust. Right, that is all 8 lifters in place. Time to get the camshaft back out of hibernation. Now, I've just had to go and review my old footage. Not that it was super critical, but get out. I wanted to know what position the camshaft came out in, so that it can go back in roughly the same position. That way, it saves us having to rotate it and turn the valves over by hand. So first things first, I need to fit the camshaft oil seal. Don't want to forget that. So I'm just putting a bit of oil on the camshaft and a little bit of oil on the new seal. This seal was part of the gasket kit that I bought. It took me a long time to get a gasket kit. They were on back order for forever. I gave up in the end with Heritage parts and got them from a National Motor spares company. And this seal, whether you rotate on there, it does go on that way. It doesn't go that way, does it? Right, let me just try to bollocks this up. I have cleaned this. There we go. Now I put a bit of oil into the relevant channels here. Now then, trying to drop this. Now this should Nimbus with this Woodruff key cut out facing this stud. That's how it came out. Right, so we've got the cam set in roughly the correct position as it came out. We have the caps, and I had to go and review my footage. And the caps are numbered, actually let's do it in order. So this one is obviously our end cap, which drops in here. Okay. This one is number 2, and this is the front of the engine looking this way, and so we have to read the number 2 that way, so it goes on this way. This is cap number 3, and I have cleaned all these. That goes on this one, as read this way. And this is cap number 5, which goes on the end here, as read from this way. So that is as it came off. Now, my Haynes manual does not tell me what the torque settings are for these cam caps. All I could find was online anecdotal values, which seem fairly consistently to come out at 20 Newton meters. So that's what we're going to torque these down, and we're going to bring them up gently because obviously we're compressing the valves as we do it. So I don't want to damage or snap any of these studs as we go. I have put the thinnest smear of Honda Bond on this mating surface because according to legend, oil can work its way past this metal cap, so hopefully that should mitigate against it. It is the thinnest smear, a couple of microns thick, nothing more. Okay, time to gently bring these down, hopefully in a uniform manner. Now I am fighting the springs on this a little bit. Right, 10 Newton meters to start with. Looks like I got here by hand. Yeah, I might just jump straight up to 20 Newton meters. Time to refit the cam sprocket. Start by fitting the Woodruff key back in. Don't forget that, otherwise disaster will ensue. Let's just gently tap that in. Cam sprocket. Now my white marks are on the outside and the writing, the part numbers are on the inside as it came off. And I'm going to tap that on. I think we use rubber. Got one bolt, and we need to torque that up. The torque setting for this nut, according to the Haynes manual, is 80 Newton meters, so I'm going to bring it up bit by bit. I'm going to start at 30 Newton meters, then I'll jump up to 60 and then take it to 80. This should be 80 Newton meters. Good. Now what I've got to do is retrieve this somehow. Right, I'm just going to run it through its cycle just to make sure that it turns and isn't binding. Right, so it's going through its cycle, that's good. Right, that'll do for now. I'm going to fit the end flange. I've just noticed that it's actually cracked in two places and possibly cracked here, although it doesn't appear to be cracked all the way through. So this could really do with being replaced, but yeah, I'm going to fit it. There's a couple of things I need to order. I'm not going to fit it. I don't know what I'm going to do. In fact, I'm going to leave this off until the head's back on. Okay, so I've lightly test fitted this flange, and it's obvious straight away that it's also warped. So I'm going to order a new flange to go on here, and I'm going to check the one on the front now as well, just in case I have to replace that as well. But I think the reason this was siliconed, aside from the fact that no one had bothered to change the O-ring in it, is the fact that it's warped. They've then over torqued it and cracked it. So yeah, I'm going to get a new one of those. The front flange looks fine. I've put the new seal in, and it all butts up nice and tightly and flush. I think once that's torqued down, that new gasket will seal it properly and we won't have any issues. So I'm happy with this one. It's just the other one that's that needs replacing. I won't bother taking it off now. I'll leave it on there for now.